Good morning to all. The students, I have already given last time in the last chapter laws of motion and force and laws of motion. Today, let us continue to the next chapter, that is about the gravitation. Gravitation, what is gravitation is very important before continuing to the other next topic. So what is gravitation? Gravitation means the attraction force found between any object in this universe. For example, might be on Earth, might be on some other places in the universe like stars and planets. Okay, this attraction found between any two objects in this universe is called what? Gravitation. But you might have, say for example, gravitation. I'll give you what is gravitation. Gravitation means the force of attraction between the objects in this universe is called gravitation. The force of attraction between objects in this universe is called gravitation. Then again there is another definition. What is that? Gravity. When we say gravity, gravity means only for Earth. Our Earth attracts other bodies towards its center. That is called what? Gravity. When we say gravity, gravity is mean for only for Earth, not for other objects. So gravity means our Earth attracts other bodies towards its center. This force of attraction of Earth is called what? Gravity. Say for example, I also attracted towards Earth. I am standing like this. So if I lift up my leg like this way, automatically my center of gravity, the force of gravity that should pass through my right leg, so that I will not fall down. In case if I am standing like this way by bending, if I lift up my left leg, surely I will fall down, because the center of gravity, that means from my body center attracting to the center of the Earth is the other side when I lift up, so that I will fall down. So any object on this Earth is attracted by Earth towards its center. This force is called what? Gravity. Gravity means what? The force of attraction of Earth on other bodies attracting towards its center is called gravity. Gravity means what? The force of attraction of Earth on other bodies attracting towards its center is called gravity. So according to the universal law of gravitation, according to the law of universal gravitation, Say for example, the laws of universal law of gravitation according to the universal laws of gravitation according to the universal law of gravitation, what is said? What is stated? That the force of attraction between any two bodies, the force of attraction between any two bodies is directly proportional to the two masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Say for example, there are two bodies. One is A, another one is B. So their center is here. A center is here, B center is here. So what is that? According to the universal law of gravitation, the force of attraction, according to the law of universal law of gravitation, according to the universal law of gravitation, what is stated is that if we are keeping any two bodies, these two bodies are attracted each other with a force. This particular force between the two center is directly proportional to the two masses. This is M2, this is M1 and M2. M1 means mass. Mass is the quantity of substance. M1 and M2, between the two masses, what is attracted each other, it is directly proportional to the product of the two masses. The force what is found between the two bodies is directly proportional to the product of two masses. That means when M1 mass increases, force increases. M2 mass increases, force increases. Do you know what is directly proportional? Directly proportional means M1 increases, F increases. F2 increases, M2 increases, F increases. So, directly proportional. F is directly proportional to product of M1 and M2. That means when M1 increases also force increases, M2 increases also force increases, M2 decreases also force decreases, M2 decreases also force decreases. So, what about the distance between them? For example, from here to here, this is distance D. If the distance is increased, that means inversely proportional to the D square. That means square of the distance between them. If the distance increases, force decreases. If the distance decreases, force increases. This is increase, decrease, decrease, increase. So, what is that? According to the universal law of gravitation state that the universal law of gravitation state that the force between any two masses is directly proportional to the product of two masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So, this is universal law of gravitation. So, let us test out in equation. Say for example, I shall rub out this portion and then I will continue from here upside. Then you see, I shall rub out the first part. I shall rub out the first part and see what is that. Let us convert into equations. What is that? The first part, the force between the two masses is directly proportional to the product of two masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So let us write, let M1 and M2 are the two masses at a distance d. M1 and M2 are the two masses at a distance d, and F is the force between the two masses Now let us by the universal law of gravitation we have what we have. F is directly proportional to M1 multiplied by M2. This is equation 1, first part. And again, this F is inversely proportional to 1 by d square. Inversely proportional means 1 by d. Inversely. If it is inversely proportional, this one you have to say 1 by M1 into M2. But since it's directly proportional, M1 into M2, no need of 1. Inversely proportional means we have to write as 1 by d square. Inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. You write this one as equation 2. Then combining the two equations, combining 1 and 2, we get, so let me rub out this part. So you see what is the relation between them. Let us establish a relation. We get how much? You see F1 and F2, this equation 1 and 2, when we combined, what is that? F is proportional to M1 into m2 by d square. Then you write implies to convert this particular proportionality sign into equal to sign, there will be a constant. A constant is coming. So you consider this g m1 into m2 by d square. What is this g? G is called universal gravitational constant. G, where G is a constant proportionality which is known as universal gravitational constant. So therefore, we are able to write this one. Therefore, F is equal to G M1 M2 by D square. So, you get in your textbook, that is the value of this G universally, we should take it as 6.673 into 10 inverse 11th, okay, Newton meter square per kg square. That means kg square supposed to be downside. Okay, per kg square. This is inverse. Inverse means downside. Okay, kg square is supposed to be down. Okay, so 6.673 into 10th inverse 11th Newton meter square per kg square is the unit. This is the unit of G is Newton meter square per we can write, I write to make you understand, kg square. This one we can write as like this, Newton meter square per kg square. We have to put inverse here in the power. Okay, so this one is written as, like this way. So I shall remove this line, you will be confused. Okay, this is called what? Gravity and gravitation. Gravity means the attraction power of earth on any body what is on earth, or other bodies attracting towards the center of earth. Gravitation means attraction force between any two objects in this universe attracting towards their center. This force of attraction is called what? Gravitation.